Okay, welcome folks. We're going to call the Development Review Board for July 8th meeting to order. We've got all members present except John Bauer. He's potentially going to join us via Zoom later. First thing on the docket tonight is we're going to open a recessed public hearing for Patrick Williams. If you've previously been sworn in for this hearing, you are still sworn in. Is there anyone new that wishes to speak to this hearing? Okay. Is Patrick here tonight? Okay. I make a motion that we close the hearing for Patrick Williams.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Have we heard anything from him?
We have heard no additional information. Rose had recommended at the previous meeting that we give him an additional month for his variance to see if he could come up to meet the criteria, and he has not submitted anything additionally. Any comments, questions? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Next on the docket, we're going to open the recessed public hearing for Jonathan Dubinsky. If you've previously been sworn into this hearing, you're still sworn in. Is there anyone new that wishes to speak to this hearing? Okay. Is Jonathan here today? Okay. So just as an update, Ron was on vacation. He did receive the new map that Jonathan did submit, which includes a new driveway location, but Ron said he did not submit a new access permit because his previous access permit for his previous location had been denied. So Ron said he has to reapply for that. Any questions, comments from the board?
So as it stands right now, there's not any access permit in that third lot?
That is correct. Ron's concerns were that with the grade of the terrain, that one condition that we should consider would be some retaining walls because of that slope to be able to retain that bank if a driveway is ever installed. But he has to apply for that access permit.
I have a question for you, George.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know enough. Do we usually take engineering from other states like that? I know
So
you Google him, it says that he's in 50 states. But
yeah, so he is approved in Vermont.
okay, because I saw that.
Yeah.
On Google,
So
but not on the paper.
he did choose an engineer. So we do require the Vermont engineering stamp, which they are all in all 50 states. So we're just waiting for him to reapply for that access permit based off the one that was denied. Any other questions from the board? There's nothing on there. I make a motion that we recess Jonathan Dubinsky till next month. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Next, we're going to open a recessed public hearing for the Mill COA. If you were previously sworn in to this hearing, you are still sworn in. Is there anyone new that needs to be sworn in to speak to this hearing? Okay.
Good evening. I have here two signed copies of the MOU that was negotiated between the town's attorney and our attorney. It's our understanding that this was the final version, and we'd like to give it to you.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll take that definitely as evidence. Thank you. You can just pass to Jared. So with the negotiated MOU, basically that will, which we have a copy of, that will remove the notices of violation. Does the board have any questions, comments?
I'm just seeing this now for the first time. So I don't have any questions because it just landed in front of me. Have you seen it?
I have, yes.
Do you have any questions?
All my questions were answered by Chris Callahan, the lawyer on staff.
I should mention, I'm sorry, that we are obligated to pay the town under the MOU.
Yep.
And it's our intent to bring a check by tomorrow.
Okay.
We missed the bank this afternoon, so.
That's okay, I know that this was happening very much at the end of business today, so
Like 4 o'clock, 4:30, yeah. Yeah.
So hence the late arrival. But the biggest hallmarks include that, just we can put that on the record, that this seeks to resolve the outstanding violations and proceed with a clean slate. In order for the town to issue the repair permits, the mill must satisfy the requirements for the flood hazard review regulations, which will require significant engineering and design work and approval from various state authorities, including the floodplain manager. Because of this, and I'm paraphrasing here, it might take months. This will grant them the ability to work on what is, quote, called allowed work, which is outlined as flood-related repair work to basement units 104, or 102 to 104 and 106, and to proceed to return them to same purposes and floor plans that were existing prior to the flood. They acknowledge that they need to meet the requirements of 660, which is the flood hazard regulations, and they take on all the liability if something is not found later to be in compliance. This also allows temporary deck repairs per the shoring up plans, which we do have a letter from Kyle on. They will be paying a fine as part of removing the NOVs. And that is the meat and potatoes. Probably the last comment would be that upon completion and demonstration that the basement units repaired pursuant to the allowed work meets compliant applicability of state of Department of Public Safety requirements, the town may allow such units to be reoccupied as long as the mill is proceeding diligently with design and improvements as necessary under the section 660. Board have any questions?
No, Joy, I just want to say that John just joined
Oh,
us.
and we do now have John with us.
Recording in progress.
Okay, that's good. Just as, make sure John's in on this, we do have a new copy of a negotiated and signed memorandum of understanding that was negotiated between the town lawyer and the mill lawyer, which, with that being signed and the payment, will remove the notice of violations from the mill. Any further comments? I make a motion that we close the hearing.
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to open a new public hearing for Anthony and Catherine Valenti. Go ahead, Jared.
This is application SUB 24-005. The applicants are Anthony and Catherine Valente. Property owners are the same. The application is to subdivide one 10.35 acre lot into a 6.99 acre lot and a 3.36 acre lot. The hearing date is today, July 8th, 2024, 6 p.m. Public postings were at the town clerk's office, town hall bulletin boards, post office, and town website on June 14th, 2024, and also in the newspaper of record, the Vermont Journal, on June 19th, 2024, and the abutting property owners were notified on June 21st, 2024.
Thanks, Jared. For those who wish to speak to this hearing, you will have to be sworn in. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury? I do. Okay, come on up to the podium and tell us about your project. And please state your name first for the record.
Anthony and Catherine Valenti, and it's as simple as dividing our property. Our daughter wants to build a house, and that's the first step.
So we do have all your letters in that were received and their conditions, just to make sure. Did you see all those letters?
Oh, God, yes. There are a lot of them, yes.
And
we had a lot of help from the people in the office, and Jared and Rose were great.
well, that's glad. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So you're okay with we've got the fire letter from Pete Kalinda with his requirements, from Stephanie Grover's requirements.
Yep.
So you're all okay with those and understand those? Okay. Questions from the board?
So just to be clear, you currently have a 10.35 acre parcel that you're gonna create 2 lots. One lot will be 6.99 acres, and one lot will be 3.36 acres. And the 6.99 acre lot will be accessed off of Daru Lane with a 50-foot right-of-way.
That's the current. That's
our
our
current home.
homestead. That's our home, and
That's
we're
currently
taking.
depicted in the bottom right corner of the map.
Yeah, I'm just asking
Oh,
about this right-of-way. Here, going from Daru Lane up to the new lot.
then
Is that separate of your current driveway?
Right-of-way right here.
there will be a
Then it's
separate
right
access.
away
Yeah.
For us to go across that property into the back end of our yard.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
got it. Are there any wetlands on the land that we should
No.
be aware of? Any historical, cool things or anything?
No, not that we found yet. We haven't started digging yet, though. So stay tuned.
You never know.
Yeah.
Other questions from the board?
Are these on town water and sewer?
Nope.
Do you have any questions, John?
The only question I have is this the last letter that Pete Kalenda signed before he was no longer fire chief?
I'll check the date.
Peter was the one who,
No, this one was signed in February. Any other questions from the board? No. Okay. I make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Best of
much.
luck with your project.
so where would you go to from here? Now that you're saying that.
Talk. Return to go. Next on our docket, we're going to cover the minutes start with May 13th. Eve?
Just so she knows, it's just healed auditorium, and she always writes health.
Oh, okay.
She just doesn't
Yep.
know that. So just on all the minutes, I noticed
Okay,
that. So
sounds good. What other corrections?
That's important. Does anybody have anything before page 1? I'm sorry, I did this a little bit ago, so I just got to read it real quick.
Okay.
We tabled them last meeting.
Yep.
Which item?
I just had one at the bottom on 8, but I just can't remember why, but there's not. Ted confirms Phil Carter. That's how kids won't get hit, but it makes sense. Sorry, maybe that's that one.
It was on
Oh, I
page.
know, I want to ask about, on page 2, number 10, anonymous Zoom chat from Karen, no last name. Does anybody know who that was?
No,
Forever.
and that's not evidence that'll be used.
Okay,
Yep.
because I don't remember who it was.
I have page 3,
Okay.
on the Ronald Kemperly hearing, number 6, the first sentence. Said she had a site review and was able to see how it will be the situation.
Yeah, I changed that too.
Okay.
I wrote it, I think I said that we had a
How
site
it will be
review.
situated, is that?
How it
what
was situated, how it'd be situated,
How it will be situated.
because I wrote that in there also.
Okay.
And on number 9, Phil, I just wanted to ask, I think you said Phil Carter asked if the berm was certified by an engineer or something. It just says was an engineer.
Yeah, it was, the question certainly was whether it was certified by an engineer.
If it was engineered, or if it had, if an engineer was signing off on it, yeah.
They just noted it off on that.
Just cross off and.
Yep. Okay.
On page 4, does anybody have any besides number 16? The first sentence, I just think George Tucker asked how much water will go in the energy spillway. I think it was spillway.
Okay. That would have been emergency. Okay.
And then just a correction on 17. I think it's George Tucker, not Sheehan.
I was the one that asked.
I was gonna say, I think Doug was the one that was, yep.
Okay, Doug Sheehan. I didn't know who said it. I just thought it was
I
two different names.
I have one on page 7.
So do I. Obviously, mine.
Number 35, second to last sentence. In this case, a contractor moved the driveway from the bottom of the parcel closer to Stewart's property. I believe that's wrong.
It is, the driveway's up above.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the one I was questioning.
So he moved the driveway from the bottom of the parcel to the upper part
Yeah.
of the new project.
Yep. That would be away from.
On page 844, it's just a grammar correction. The second line down, it says, down the hill, ADN look. I think it's end look.
Yeah. Number 43, right above that. The first sentence near the end, is a basement under it, and he does have that plan. We should remove the word "and" right there, although it wasn't submitted with the permit. Get rid of the word "and." And then the next sentence, all the questions are questions not on the permit and happy to address them. I don't know what that means.
I think he was open to answer any questions, I think is what he was trying to be.
So he was referring to that, he answered all his questions on the permit application?
Correct,
But
yep.
would be happy to address
Any of them, yeah.
any additional things. Okay.
On page 955, the second.
Hold on, I'm
Oh, sorry.
not off of 8 yet.
You're on 8 still.
On 44 on 8, kind of in the middle there, it says, Charlie says it will be around, oops, sorry, the sentence before that. Charlie says Ron Tarbo wants them to pave the skirt so that the water on the lot stays. The curtain drains into the storm drain.
Yep, based off the plan, the curtain drains were going to be hooked into the storm drain.
That's good, okay. I just thought that was odd, but okay.
Anything else on 8 before we move to?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Julie.
Just on 9, it's this number 55, the second line down. I just don't know what that word is. It would be deleterious, and it's probably right, but I don't know what that means. Deleterious? Detrimental? I don't know.
Detrimentous?
I think it's supposed to be
detrimental?
detrimental.
Detrimental, there we
Because
go.
I don't know what deleterious means.
And number 61 on the same page.
Okay,
We should probably just get rid of the last 3 words on the permit. That's not necessary to be there. He just wants to do extra.
yeah, because that was an appeal.
That's all right.
Do you have anything else? I make a motion that we, do you have anything else, Julie?
Yeah, just a
Oh.
very small one.
Yep, go ahead.
On page 10, It just, number 10, the third line down, it just says, his name has to be added to the blank. I think it's attendance.
Which line was that again?
This third line down, just under A, it says number 10, his name has to be added to the,
Oh, okay, attendance, okay.
and then the rest I'm looking at.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve the minutes as amended.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Next, we're on to the June 10th minutes.
On page 2, number 3.
I had one before that, Phil, I just wanted to ask, on number 12, on that top of that page, a community member, no name was given. I just didn't know if anybody knew who that person
It
was.
was Andrea Sanford.
Andrea Sanford.
Pharmacy.
Can we just put her name in
Yep.
there? 'Cause it
We'll
just-
add that. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so number 3, the second sentence, the plan is to look at a permeable paver solution, and he brought a landscape company along with him. I don't think he did bring a landscape company along with him.
It was the
A
contractor.
representative, can we put the word representative in there between
Yeah.
company and along?
Yep.
Number 6, very end of this sentence, vertically spaced fencing to allow for passage of water and debris, as well as no fill or increase.
So those, I was reading from the letter from the floodplain manager. And so that's a no fill or increase of material in the area. So they're not bringing in additional material that's going to add to the mass. Anything that's, if they remove something, it's going to be replaced. But in this case, there's not going to be an increase of any material. So it's
Of material on.
sure, yeah,
on there.
yeah. It's in their eyes, it's like a net zero, and so it makes their job easier. Because like if you do an increase, then you need, or a decrease, you need an H&H study.
I'm up to page 4.
Do you have anything before that?
Just a simple one on number 6. Very last sentence, Muriello believed he was, get rid of the word on.
Oh, the one.
He was on the one, he was the one that he's referring to.
Page 5, number 4, does anybody have any before that? Just midway down, it just says Chief Kalinda, totally wrong spelling.
Yep. Okay.
It just says Kalinda.
Yep.
On number 7, page 7, number 6, first sentence, kind of toward the end it says, and if it doesn't, who enforces it, and would he have a problem if they took it as presented and included in the permit? I questioned who they was. I think they were referring to the DRB. We should clarify that. Who is they?
And that was on the second sentences,
Yeah.
number 6.
Right there.
And if they took it as presented, okay, so they would be meeting the applicant. Which they did agree to.
Page 8, number 13, there's 2 references to Pete. I think we should change both of those to the fire chief.
Okay.
And I point these little things out because if any of these things get appealed and go to court, whoever's reading this, the judge or whoever, it has no idea who Pete is and
Right.
they and
Yeah.
those simple little things
Okay.
mean all the difference. And number 16, George Sheehan has popped up here again.
Oh, yeah, for Doug, yep.
Number 17, first sentence.
And that was me that asked that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yep,
changed it to Doug.
yep.
Notes the office building will remain, and Serenity says that we should change this right here, that's a historical building.
That's,
Not, that's a historical building.
page 9, 26, does anybody have before that? Just a very simple typo, just about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. It just says has been done, not one. 5 lines from the bottom.
He will fully attest that nothing has been done.
Instead of one.
Okay.
Page 11, number 5. If you look over to the right, kind of in the middle, you see the word development. That sentence is, she says, this is a multi-phase project that is being hidden from the development. I think she was referring to the DRB.
Yes.
On next page 12.
Okay.
If you look on number 3, just down about 8 sentences, you see the word that says violations were issued, which ends that sentence on the left.
Yep.
By who?
That's by the Planning and Zoning Department.
So we should clarify that.
Okay.
And in the same light, same number 3, about right in the middle, way over to the right, you'll see a sentence that says, board gave approval. They were operating under good faith with the board gave approval.
That'd be the Development Review Board.
We should say
Yep.
that.
Okay.
In the same vein, number 4, first sentence, Brian Porter says a copy of the plans were sent from the engineer to the board and they were given verbal permission to proceed. By who?
Okay. I think that's referring to the DRB again.
Number 7 on page 13.
Okay.
Kind of right in the middle of that big paragraph that says, Tucker says any work in the floodway requires permission from Kyle Madesh. In hindsight, they didn't know he. That should just be changed to him.
Okay.
That's all I have, George.
That's all I have to say.
Do we have anything else?
Make a motion, we accept them correctly. Oh, we said again, once again, that just the healed auditorium.
Yep.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any other business? Anything other? No.
Rose has.
Rose, go ahead.
Hi. I missed the first 2 public hearings, recessed public hearings, so I'm not sure what motions you made for Patrick Williams and Jonathan Dubinsky.
So Patrick Williams is closed and Jonathan Dubinsky is recessed awaiting his access permit.
Okay, so he did show up to the hearing?
No, he did not.
Oh, okay,
Neither people sent anyone to attend.
okay. And who's taking minutes for tonight?
She's going to type them up from the recording.
Okay. I'm good.
Any other business? I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, folks. Have a great night.
Good night, thank you.